Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. All right, man. Let me get my notes up. I am sorry I'm late. I apologize. I am 3 minutes late. I was supposed to get here at 8:15 p.m., but it was important for me to write some things down and write some things out of my mind so I can be in the right presence of mind to give y'all some content here. And then I'm gonna get right back to writing. So I appreciate your patience. Um And whenever you decide to watch this or listen to this, if you got the audio version, matter of fact, if you got the audio version, you won't even hear this. So let me just hard stop right there and let's get right to it in three, two. Welcome back. It's Camp from the Porch Show, where every sound has a story. And trying to give y'all the views, trying to give y'all the views. I've been cutting off the lights because I felt there wasn't enough focus on what's behind me, and the lights were kind of like illuminating the place. It's coming off the reflection of the glass, and I mean, you know how that goes. So I've been cutting off the lights to give you like some real nightlife. You know what? Every time I see this, and I know this is probably taboo, I probably shouldn't even be saying this, but every time I sit in our place, I just stare out the window, and then as I stare out the window, I be singing Gotham City, the original by R. Kelly, man. I can't lie. It just, I don't know. The energy that I feel, the energy that I feel as I just am in the city and I can get a skyline view and I just hear the hustle and bustle of everything going on here. It just, I I can't shake it. It's just like I'm looking over the skyline of the city. Yeah, I can't help it. I can't but do it. You know what I'm saying? We need a place where we can go. A land where everyone have a hero in me. City of justice. I can't help it. I can't help but do it every single time. But um, it's not about that this week. We're going to talk about music that motivates you, music that motivates you. And I want to share some joints of my own that I have for all of you. But first, let's get some current events. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm again, like every day, really. Every day, this is a thing, but I want to speak about specifically today. New music came out. New music is available. It's in your phones right now, or in your iTunes store. If you're still going to buy music, I always encourage buying music. So you know, definitely do that if you have the means to do so. And look, also on the flip side, I mean, I'm no fool. I know that a lot of people aren't dropping music worth buying, and we don't talk about that much, and we probably should. Um, every artist wants to be successful, right? They want to make it seem like they're popping, or they want to actually want to be popping, and they want to have these avenues and what have you of revenue because of their music and how their music jams, but don't always go that way. And it's hard to spend your hard earned money, whether it's a dollar 30, $7, $10, whatever it is. It's hard to buy something when it's not connecting with you more than for a moment. And that's another reason why this episode to me is going to be very special, because I do my best to try to listen to everybody and everything, and get a lot of the great music that we're supposed to be getting, try to get it between my ears so I can come and talk about it and champion it and become a fan. I love being a supporter of music. I love being a supporter of artists. So whenever you see me on this platform, understand that I am absolutely trying my best to um, be a supporter. I'm trying to be a supporter of the new music that's out and also the new artists that are out or some of our legacy acts that exist. So let's get into exactly that right now. All right. I had no idea when I got on Tidal today because I listen to music on Tidal because the music always sounds better on Tidal. I had no idea that I was getting this old. And let me tell you when I say this old, I'm so old now that there are new artists from this current generation, like this new generation of artists that exist. And a lot of them have the exact same names as the artists I grew up listening to. Totally jacked my mind up. And one example here, it's a new cat named Prodigy. Now, obviously in the 90s, there was Prodigy from Mobb Deep, and then there was Prodigy, Smack My Bitch Up Prodigy. They did like techno rock music or whatever, techno electro music, I believe. Right. But now there's like this new person named Prodigy, who ironically dropped one or two new joints here the same day Mobb Deep did. And we're gonna talk about the new Mobb Deep joints too, by the way. But I'm like, it's a new Prodigy. Well, Jesus, that's difficult to navigate, and obviously you can't tell people what to name themselves or what they probably already have been called. But and I think it was rap. That's a slippery slope for young artists. Like I get Prodigy wasn't Prodigy's like government name, but to also be rapping and your name is Prodigy, or also be doing like hip hop and R&B or just urban music and still being called Prodigy, that's got to be tricky. And I don't know if it's on purpose or if he was like, no, I really stand in this. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. I don't know. Another one, and this was a shocker. This was a super shocker because this person's rebrand, I don't want to say it's potentially a rebrand, has been so strong for this new era that I'm surprised this even happened. It's a new Tank. There's a new artist named Tank that's out. And a Tank record when the Tank record comes on. And I listened to this all the way through. Like I purposely said, "Oh, I want to hear this new Tank." You know what? Because he's been on the R&B money tip. R&B ain't dead. He's been the father of a lot of these R&B challenges that's make him singers sing out here. Yeah, I want to hear the new Tank. Not him. Not him at all. And dude was decent, but it just wasn't Tank. It wasn't Milwaukee artist Tank. It wasn't Black Ground Tank. It wasn't Maybe I Deserve Tank or TGT. It wasn't that Tank. And I was just like, I'm dumbfounded here. I don't know. I don't get it. Why would you also call yourself Tank in 2025? Is this all a ploy to just be seen? And last one, and I ain't gonna front, dude was kind of decent. His name was Problem. Now, this is what's tricky about this because the original Problem, West Coast Problem, because I don't know where this gentleman is from, he did change his name, so to speak, or he got rid of his stage name and he's now going by Jason Martin. No space. Jason Martin. It's all one word. Right? So technically, Problem is up for grabs. But, and wait, no, before we even get to the but. And dude was decent. His music was decent. I was like, yo, I don't know who this is. Dude spitting though. Like, this ain't bad. But my thing is, it's like, dog, Problem. Like, I get it, but I don't. We are we too far gone where we don't even want original names anymore? Now I get it. If your government name is like John Smith or Michael Johnson or like, you know what I mean? I get it. If you got like a name that's a name that, yeah, that's like, default, like password 123. If you got like a password 123 type of name, I totally get uh using a different stage name or not using your real name. Shoot, I hardly ever use my real name. I've just come to grips with like, yo, maybe I should just use my real name because it's just me. And I mean, shoot, even the name Camp from the Port, that is literally who I am and where I'm from. Because that is my childhood nickname. There's a I have documented of at least 20 plus years of being called Camp. So that ain't like that literally is my name to some people. I've never been called Cameron by some of my family members. So that's a little different. But like when you have again, Prodigy, Tank, Problem, and you're doing music, and we have recent memories and impactful moments from all those artists. You're gonna use that name to do music or create music. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's the best idea, bro. I'm just not sure. Not sure at all. But I digress. Hey, listen, I'll be real. I don't remember the names of a lot of those songs. If y'all want to go check them out, you can. What I'll say is this, yo. I just flipped. I was like, oh, this ain't Prodigy. Because look, Prodigy is one of my favorite rappers ever. So I don't want to hear from somebody else named Prodigy. I'm sorry. You're just never gonna get that out of me. Um, I give you one listen. The listen was on accident. We're done here. I'm not going to be in a situation where you're gonna get a second listen from me and your name is Prodigy and you like rap. Sorry. The dude Tank, again, I don't even remember. I just know that it wasn't the Tank that I was listening for. And it was somebody that said they was like Beat King too. I think this is becoming high level trolling now that I really dissect this in my mind as I'm speaking to y'all. So let's just move on. We're gonna move on. This might be high level trolling. I ain't I'm not even here with the nonsense. But before let's check these comments. What up, cuz? My cuz Wood is on here. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, hey, yo, definitely heard the Cardi album. We did a quick talk about it last Saturday, and then I think double backed on it Tuesday or Thursday. New Cardi album is heat. New Cardi album is heat. Um, I ain't gonna cap to you, cuz don't think I'm gonna listen to Saucy Santana's album. I just don't think I'm gonna do it. No disrespect, but I don't. Cardi B album ain't for me, right? It's not really made for me. But I seriously doubt Saucy Santana music is for me on a whole other level, respectfully. But it might be some heat on there. It might be some bad bitch bars. It might be some hard beats. I just don't know if I got the bandwidth to consume that and then talk about it. I don't know. I don't even know, guys. I don't know. Hey, hey, and I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Hey, and you know what? Hey, and this might be the most hypocritical part of me because I know men are writing raps for women, right? Like Partisan Fontaine and Cardi B are one of the most lethal combinations of this generation as far as music goes. But it just hits different when I know when it just hits different. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to offend anybody. That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? But we might have to circle back to this because this is funny. This is hilarious. I love this. Thank you for hopping on. But yo, New Mob Deep is out. You know what I mean? Dun, you know what I'm saying? New Mob Deep is out. Two joints, man. Two joints, Taj Mahal and Against the World. The Taj Mahal joint. Dope. It was cool. I liked it. I definitely liked it. And Against the World, fire. That had me feeling like America's Nightmare Mob Deep. And which is a very dope album. I know when most people talking about Mob Deep, they they totally just look at the first three albums, right? It's well, not even the first three, it's the second, third, and fourth, actually, because people don't talk about Juvenile Hell. They talk about The Infamous, which is one of the greatest albums ever made. Some people do lean on Hell on Earth because Drop a Gem on Them was on there. That's where they diss Pac. And a lot of the Godfather samples Havoc uses on there is crazy. And then of course Murder Music with Quiet Storm and the remix and all of that. And The Realest with Cool G Rap. So everybody loves to stay in that pocket. You may get some people that talk about Infamy because that has Burn on it, where that is basically the FJZ album. But it's Heat on there, you know what I'm saying? Because Getaway is on there, I think. Yeah, Getaway is on there. And Crawling and something. Oh man. Oh, and Hey Love. How can I forget? Hey Love is on the Infamy album. But America's Nightmare is a pivotal album in the Mobb Deep catalog because that is officially when Havoc caught up. Havoc caught up the Prodigy. They were neck and neck, and dare I say, by America's Nightmare, by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, damn, did Havoc out rap Prodigy on this album? But needless to say, they dropped two joints, Against the World. That's classic Mobb Deep and Alchemist. I love it. I love the record. I've already replayed it 2 or 3 times. Can't wait to see what the new Mobb Deep album sounds like. Definitely gonna cash in on that. I know off of one listen alone if I'm gonna buy it or not. I'll say this: Havoc and Alchemist don't miss to me production wise. Mobb Deep is my second favorite group of all time, actually 1A. So it's gonna be hard for me to say that I'm not gonna support this. I'd be a fool to say I'm not going to support the new Mobb Deep album, especially with the way it's coming out, with who it's coming out with. Havoc, Alchemist together on it, two of the greatest producers hip hop has ever seen, and Prodigy, one of the greatest rappers ever in life. So I can't wait to hear it. Look, Yachty and Sauce Walka, they got a joint, Silver Lining. Not the biggest Yachty fan, but this is fire. That Silver Lining is fire. And I won't. I'll leave it up to interpretation for you. Sauce Walka, I love that he has just style. Like he's so unique. You know when Sauce Walka's on your song, and that's always dope. So that's fire. Okay, Ransom and Boldy James collection plates, fire. Again, we're gonna go over new music real quick before we get into the main topic of the day. I just had to talk about some of these joints. Ransom and Boldy James collection plates. I think Nicholas Craven produced it. Crazy. Ransom is amazing at rapping. Like, I ain't gonna cap. I kind of feel bogus for never really buying any of his music, but man, does he never disappoint when it comes to actual just rapping. If this was even the 90s or early 2000s, I would have definitely taken a gamble on a Ransom album and bought it. But now we live in the streaming era, and he always gets a stream out of me. But I probably need to stop hating and go and actually buy, like financially support one of his projects because he gets busy. And Boldy James the same, but I have bought a Boldy James project or two in my day. But collection plates, check that out. It's super dope. And oh, hey, and then because we're gonna circle it back around here, and I'm gonna get to these comments. Hey, look, Nubia. Nubia is out. Bia and Key Glock. Dade is the name of the song. And hey, look, spoiler alert. She did the right thing. Bia, hey, listen, don't listen to these people. You did the right thing. You dropped your music and you took a moment to get yourself. Oh wait, I shouldn't say this because it ain't like it dropped today. It's actually marked September 11th. So actually, it's been out a week. So it's been out a week or two, right? But you still did right. You still did right. Your music is moving up the algorithm charts, but you kept Cardi's name far from your lips because that's not the game you want to play, sweetheart. You're done here. Put out your music and get the F out the way. That is your best bet. You don't want that Cardi B problem. I'm here to tell you, and I don't know her. I ain't got a dog in the fight. But leave Cardi B alone. Get your bars up. Keep making these collabs with Key Glock. The joint is cool. The joint is cool. It's not a banger. It's not something for the fourth quarter. If you've been listening to Key Glock the entire year 2025, this is a throwaway for him. He's got way more fire music than this. But hey, be that as it may, Bia, stay on this path. Do not deviate. Don't make that exit on Barty Lane. You don't want to do it. Leave her alone. And best of blessings to you as we close out 2025. So let's get to these comments real quick before we get to our topic of the day. Let me see. Hey, his album Death made it clear that he writes for Carisha. Now, see, hey, look. So look, I'm glad you said that, because although I did always think JT was the better rapper, I did definitely think that Carisha wasn't bad. See, even though the City Girls music, again, stuff that's not for me, you couldn't deny the kind of stuff that they were saying wouldn't fire for the baddies and the ratchets. You know what I'm saying? The birds and the rats rejoice because City Girl music was something to really think about. I mean, hey, look, Cardi B and the City Girls collab, that was fire. The video, one of the best ever. You're right. You know what I'm saying? So if Saucy Santana was writing for Carisha, I have no doubt that it's heat on there. Yeah, but I just don't know if I'm that progressive, cuz I don't know. Just like I don't know if I'm progressive enough to listen to Bobby Lights. But he cold. I heard some of his freestyles. The way he putting the words together, excellent. What he putting the words together about, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't. And I'm not gonna act like, hey, listen, again, I am not here to be all inclusive. If you're just tuning into the stream for the first time, or the first time you see me, you hear this message, I want to be clear. I am Camp from the Port. This is Camp from the Port show, where every sound has a story. But here's the deal. I don't need to be included in everything. I like exclusivity. I am not your all-inclusive host. I am not an all-inclusive show. You will randomly but consistently hear about things that just ain't for me and stuff that I don't plan to tune into. But that don't mean you shouldn't, because this is the world of support. What you love instead of bashing what you hate. But also, I'm not going to down you for your own personal choices, and that's a man or a woman or non-binary, because that's a thing out here, right? But yeah, hey, listen, if I'm randomly out and one of the joints come on from old Saucy Santana and it happened to be banging, I'll bob my head. Pause. I'll give him his respect, but I can't say I'm gonna actively go ahead and cut that Saucy Santana on, because it's just not my bag. My man Jones just hopped in here with a comment. This sounds wild. I have never listened to a Mobb Deep album in real time. Jones is my guy, y'all, but that's one of the wildest things he's ever said to me on any device ever. That's wild. I have never listened to a Mobb Deep album in real time. You were an adult for the second half of their career. So I'm looking forward to hearing this. I'm glad you're looking forward to hearing this, but Jones, how? You mean, okay, because I think I'm about 4 years older than you. I think. So I have to even give you a pass on in 99 when it comes to murder music. You know what I'm saying? Um, but by the time we got to HNIC, which is the Prodigy solo album, of course, Infamy, Blood Money, America's Nightmare. I mean, some of this is the G Unit run. This is the second half of the G Unit run. What do you mean you haven't heard a Mobb Deep album in real time? That is baffling to me. You have to explain that to me, my brother. You have to explain it to me. Let me see. And my guy Wang, he's chiming in here. He said, "It's Khaled for me, Jones. Never heard a Khaled joint ever." Listen, now this is okay. This comment is okay because I bought a Khaled album, so I know how bad they are. Right. So I want to be clear on that. I bought the first Khaled album, trying to give him a chance because I had the listen and all of that. And the track list looked fire. But man, that was a bad version of a Clue tape. That was a bad version of Funk Flex 60 Minutes of Funk. It just no. I do not like Khaled albums. Khaled should drop EPs. Just give me the best 5 or 6 joints that you got at that time and just put those out. Now, yeah, they got progressively better over time to a degree because he stopped trying to act like he was really trying to put artists on from his label. Excuse me. And I'm not even saying that to say that the artists on his label were bad because they're not, like Kent James, Ace Hood, and Cool and Dre, and I forgot, like there was talented people around. They're just not creating like heat. And then of course, when he's spending the money on the Ross track, the Wayne track, the Fat Joe track, it's like, okay, you're making them bigger stars. That's cool. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's but how far does that get you and We the Best Music? Vado was on there, like, so yeah. And then of course the T-Pain, like he used Milk T-Pain for Everything Was Worth, T-Pain, Ludacris, Busta Rhymes, T.I. I mean, it's filled with artists that you want to hear, but it's not the best versions of themselves. And it was like, whatever. Let me get to these comments because people bugging out now. Okay. Check it out. All right. My man Jones said, I was a Tupac and Hove fan. They were on the wrong side. And see, that's what's wrong with hip hop right there. That's what's wrong with hip hop. Like, you felt like you couldn't listen to Pac, Hove, Nas, and Mobb Deep. That's how you felt. See? But and then as we look back on these times and we try to have conversation about the music that played, see, this is why y'all so one-sided. This is why y'all don't be know what's going on. But I do get it. You are one of many millions to feel like that, though. Yeah, I truly am the oddball in that sense. Like, I was listening to everybody, so I do get that. That actually does make a lot of sense. Let me see. And by the time I was diving to the East Coast music heavy, they weren't high on my list. In '06, when Blood Money dropped, I was 21. How do I feel about that? How do I feel about that? Because on the flip side, '06, you were 21 years old, and I guarantee, I'm willing to guarantee, I know for a fact you listened to a Jim Jones album. I know for a fact you did. And that's the wild part to me. That's the I bet you heard like a French Montana mixtape or something. I'm almost positive. There is somebody so less than mid, Jones. There is somebody so far under mid in '06 on the East Coast that you were listening to instead of listening to Mobb Deep. Like, I know it. And that is going to be my issue with you here. That's what's going to be it. That's my issue with you today, my brother. Because um and granted, hey, look, and I'm not saying that like the Mob Deep Blood Money album is incredible. Because it's not. I do have to go back to it to listen to it again. The only thing I know that everybody was making a big deal is two things. It's like one, oh, Mob Deep, they not as grimy no more. They're using the G Unit sound, right? And then two, um, Prodigy was rapping like he didn't believe in God anymore. And he kind of, if I remember right, and I gotta listen to it again. Prodigy was very mad at God because he had sickle cell and the pain that he was dealing with and everything that he was going through. And that came out in a couple songs, I believe. I know one song in particular. And even in one of his press releases for one of the interviews, he was like, thank God. It's like, nigga, why? Thank 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent is the person that picked up Mob Deep, put money in our pockets, put me in a better position to feed my family. So it's thank 50 Cent, not thank God or something like that. And that's wild. That's wild to say. But I think if you listen to the HNIC 2 album, and realized the transformation that he needed to go through, just detoxing himself, getting sober. You know, he even in one of those songs, like, yo, I gotta cut out all the weed and the drinking and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And obviously he had to go to prison and all of that. 2006 to 2000, probably like 4 or 5 to 2006 for Prodigy was a bad time. But Return of the Mac, Project and Alchemist is hard. That was the reboot. That was the restart right there. He went crazy on that album. I love that album. But yeah, I know you're listening to way worse music than the Mobb Deep's Bloody Money in '06, and that's what's going to be disappointing about you. I can't wait to hear what you were listening to other than Mobb Deep in real time. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. Trust me. Let me see. I have never bought a Khaled album either. I knew compilations were more missed than hit. Yeah, yeah. Hey, listen, we're all in agreement here. You don't need to hear a Khaled album. You don't. If you heard one, you heard them all too. And listen, as a person that bought the first one and was like super I've listened to maybe 2 or 3 more on one listen, whether it been somebody else's car or whatever, or just because it was supposed to be some big moment on there. And it's the same thing. It's just the singles got bigger. The singles got bigger on the Khaled albums, but it's still the same thing. It's just a bunch of studio sessions that happened. You either like them or you don't. Okay. All right, we double checking. We double checking. But hey, don't be the one listening to like Saigon either. And then, oh, I didn't listen to Mobb Deep. You know what I mean? So don't do that either. But respect everybody. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what was, matter of fact, Jones, your personal question of the day as I begin to start this topic of the day. Your question of the day is, what was the one East Coast artist that you started listening to at 21 years old? Because apparently, even though you're in the Midwest, which I mean, you don't have to listen to East Coast music. You don't have to. But just because you're in the Midwest, you're 21 years old, Outkast is your favorite group. You said you were listening to Pac. You know what I'm saying? Oh wait, no, you said you did listen to Hove. So I was gonna be like, you shouldn't have so no, you probably listened to Kingdom Come then. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to say here. I don't know what to say here because even the contradictory in this. Let me scroll back up. The difference in this, the contradiction in this, because Pac this Hove. Pac this Hove, and then Hove on Funkmaster Flex 60 Minutes of Funk Volume 2, he dissed Pac in the freestyle. That could be the only person he's talking about. We never talk about that. So fire this. I know they talk about the time on the stage and all that happened. Yeah. But listen to the Jay-Z freestyle on Funkmaster Flex 60 Minutes of Funk Volume 2. He's dissing Pac. That is absolutely about Tupac Shakur. Uh, I I wish this came up in real time because I think you either talk about Khaled or Jay-Z's Kingdom Come. It's got to be one of those two. I will say this. I listened to Kingdom Come maybe 4 years ago. I think something like that. 4 years ago. Yeah, yep, that's what I'm talking about. And granted, I still stand by that's not a great album. Kingdom Come is not, it's not like this terrific album, but it is not as bad with time. It is not as bad with time. I do have that album over Magna Carta Holy Grail. I got it on the same level really as Blueprint 3. And it's again, there is some get this the F out of here music on here. Like I still will never love Hollywood. I still won't ever love anything. I think that's the Usher joint, I believe it is. But but yeah, but there was like the prelude though, and I'll move on because I did not want to get into a conversation about Kingdom Come. But I will say though, the prelude is my favorite Jay-Z intro. I don't and I know everybody's, oh, but what about the 93? What about the 93 intro? Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. But I love the prelude. The prelude is my favorite Jay-Z intro. And what you call it would be number two. The Dynasty intro is like number two. Let me see. Jones said, because of Pac, I didn't like Jay-Z until 98, 99. So he had to die for you to get some respect. Okay, I got you. My first Hove album that I bought was Volume 3. In Real Time in 06 is Dipset, Joe Budden. Okay, I'm surprised by that. Lloyd Banks, Little Brother, 50 Cent. Okay. I'm not mad at that collective. I'm not mad at that collective of music because I was listening to all the same things. But yeah, with Mobb Deep, man, I think you missed it. And of course the Clips, absolutely. Oh, the Ruler's Back, absolutely. Ruler's Back is it's cool. Don't get me wrong. That's a cool intro. But yeah, no prelude. One, I love the beat, right? I love how minimalist and just like melodic it is. But I love Jay's flow on that. The prelude is such a hard interlude for me. And not for nothing, I think I love how he answered his age, like how old he is in rap, because between Cameron and Nas, you would have thought Jay-Z was a senior citizen. You know what I'm saying? Like they was like, yo, you like nigga, you was 38 in 2001. Like they was going crazy. Like, oh, you was born in 1968. I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, that's like a long time. So I'm like, damn, he was born when Dr. King died. Jesus Christ, So that made it feel away. But like when he was like, I used to think rapping at 38 was ill, but this year alone I grossed 38 mil. I know I'm not quite 38, but still the flow's so special. Got a 38 feel. The real is back. I'm like, yo, no, I was like, yeah, that's hard. Like, come on, he went crazy. If you really listen to that, the prelude is it's just a great intro. I just love how it is. Now, granted, I don't think the album measured up to that to me, but like the Kingdom Come album, based on like the title, the intro, it did not measure up with that. But I will say that Show Me What You Got, it grew on me, specifically the second verse, because I don't know, I just really wouldn't one, because he was kind of taking Lupe's sound on that album. And I don't think he out Lupe on this on that album, as far as just using that sound. But I don't know. Man, fuck that album. Hey, look, it's Cam from the Port Show, where every sound has a story. We here to talk today about motivational music, music that motivates you. And I got some joints that I want to share with y'all. I wish I could play the actual joints, so we're just gonna read them off. I'm gonna quote some lyrics. I'm going to list some joints. And if you don't know these joints, I recommend you listen to them. Um, I've been talking all year, and within a great year of music. 2025 has been a great year for music. But I've been talking all year about music to live by, or what can we grow up to? I've been preaching this for the longest, and what I want to start doing, I don't know if it's going to be every week, but we're going to sprinkle this in for sure. I just want to start really highlighting music that we can actually live to and actually live by. What are the lyrics now? Granted, I know I lean hip hop, but every once in a while you might get some other genres in here. And I hope that's okay with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I've never been a person that just always listened to one thing. I've always listened to rap heavier. Like, if my 100%, if my pie chart is music in a day, 75% of it, 65 to 75% of it is rap music, you know. But then there's some days when it's 30% because maybe 80s rock or R&B or lo-fi or true gospel inspirational or country is like 15%. Like, I just never know. I just never know. But um because I know hip hop gets such a bad rap music gets such a bad rap, I want to start off with a lot of rap music that is like lyrics and songs you can live by. I even might even have some project recommendations later on. There's some artists, like, I'm probably not gonna put y'all up on no new artist, right? But I am doing my best with this list to not just give you the songs that I think you already know. So we're gonna start off with that. And let me see. One last comment from Wang, though. He said, "Show me what you got." I was fucking with the drummer only. And the drummer went crazy. The drummer was going crazy. He is the star. Show me what you got. Especially on that roll on the last hook, that yeah, he was going nuts. Matter of fact, yo, whoever the drummer was, salute to you, bro. You went crazy on that. Your rent was due, and we respect it. We respect it. Oh man. So obviously, oh wait, we'll talk about that later. That ain't even music related. That one's for that's for Jones. Well, well, we're gonna have a like a bonus like end topic or whatever. But let's get to this music, man. I didn't expect to have such a great conversation with y'all about just the new music that's out. So we'll save that last topic for later. You know what I'm saying? But music to live by, music that motivates you. Man, obviously, if you're new here, Nas is my favorite rapper in the world. I don't think that there is a rapper that is greater than Nas. And I mean that as a complete package. Um, Nas is the only rapper that I know of my time. And I'm here, I'm open to being wrong, and I'm open to being corrected. But Nas is the only rapper to achieve the success and accolades that he has received. And you don't have to be a street dude. You don't have to be a drug dealer. And you don't have to have a lot of money or be wanting to get a lot of money to understand and connect with the music. That's my measurement. Sure, there might be better flows than Nas's. There might be somebody with better albums, or definitely people with bigger hits, right? But Nas is the only rapper. And again, I'm open to being wrong. But until Kendrick Lamar, right? Until J. Cole, right? So now we've established that he's the father of that, then, right? Even though a scathing bar from Jay-Z was, nigga, you ain't live it. You witnessed it from your folks' pad, scribbled in your notepad, created your life, right? Even though he said that, that is also the beauty of what makes Nas great to a wide range of people. Because I didn't have to sell dope to identify with what Nas is saying. I didn't have to have a gun or shoot somebody, or I went to jail, or I didn't have to be in like the lower depths of poverty, or I didn't have to get illegal money and live the fast life in the effort to understand song for song what he was saying. Nas was rapping to us as a young high school dropout, and I even identify with that, and I graduated on time too with a 3.85. But I get it. I was like, no, I feel you though. It was like, fuck this lecture. I don't want to hear this either. so I say that. Say that, and shout to Clyde. Yeah, hey, listen, hey, anytime, hey, salute. Because don't get it twisted. Nas is far from Trump lyrically, also. And we're gonna highlight that. We're gonna highlight that because the first person I want to talk about in an effort to motivate me is Nas. And it's fair that I say this. Now, granted, this song in itself is not motivational as a complete song. And that song is New York State of Mind Part 2. But I tell you this, I've almost got these lyrics tattooed on me, and I have no tattoos. I'm gonna have this immortalized and put in my home or something, because this is literally, it's almost a mantra to me at this point at my age. And I even edited it a little bit because I'm trying to stop saying the N-word so much. But man, even when I was in high school, when I heard Nas say, a lot of niggas scheming, some real, some niggas fronting, but I'm a big dreamer, so watch me come up with something. I was like, Jesus, like that. I felt, even just like right now, as I just say it, like something in my spirit like resonates. It's like, whoa, word. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a big dreamer. I'm gonna come up with something. Like, yo, I gotta make it. I'm going to make it. I don't know how, but it's going to happen because I'm thinking that big. I'm gonna dream that big. And man, as I got older, that lyric made more sense. I heard that for the first time in 99. But even in 2009 and 2019, this is my email signature, part of this, but I'm a big dreamer. So watch you come up with something. I think this is like my Instagram bio. I just changed the N-word people. A lot of people scheming, some real, some people fronting, but I'm a big dreamer. So watch me come up with something. What can I say, man? I mean, that's hope, motivation, and ambition in a bar or two. You know what I'm saying? How can I deny that? And then and for the new people, man, let's go to specifically the Magic album. One reason why the Magic album, next to, I would say, probably like King's Disease 2. King's Disease 2, Magic, or Magic King's Disease 2, as far as like in the sixth and the two trilogies that Nas dropped with Hit Boy. Those are my favorites, but Dedicated by Nas, ultra motivational. Woo was for the children. Um, and just me as a I don't want to say I'm moonlight as a writer. Technically, I'm an author because I have put out a book, but you know, it takes a special person to feel what I write. It's just like, listen, man, I love Nas's random streams of thought, and I love how his thought encourages your thought. At least it does for me, and that's another reason why not only he's my favorite ever, I think he's the greatest ever, but even in his way of rhyming and the way he's putting together lyrics, what he says is a thought, and he's contemplating on his own, but his thinking makes you think. And again, not many rappers do that. A lot of rappers just say what they got to say, or they got the entendres, the metaphors, the similes. But sometimes, as I sit and listen to Nas albums front to back, every once in a while, there's either a song or a lyric that he will say, and it encourages the whole entire new thought for me. And that's worth the price of admission for me. That's worth the purchase to me alone. So dedicated Wars for the Children, New York State of Mind Part 2. And I mean, even though it's specifically storytelling, but the end of the second verse, masterpiece to me. Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle is next. And since I know a lot of y'all got up to speed on Victory Lap, I'm only gonna speak positively about Double Up because I know y'all know Hustle and Motivate. I know y'all know Dedication. I know you know it. There's and those are the gems, and like what Grinding on My Life. I know y'all know those songs. So let me give you some more for the people that never listened to Nipsey until he died. But on Double Up, though, I will say, man, my phrase of the year is never let a hard time humble us. And that speaks to my entire 2025, to be real, especially career-wise. Never let a hard time humble us. That means so much to me as I am trying to still trying to figure it out. And not only still trying to figure it out, but make the best possible scenarios for not only myself. I have a wife, I have a daughter, I have a mom. You know what I mean? Like there's people I need to take care of. And never let a hard time humble us. That even in itself is just like, man, don't get soft now. Don't bitch up now. Don't be the person that crumbles and folds when you're supposed to stand taller than ever in this adversity, with these things against you, with this obstacle in your way. So I love that lyric from that song, and obviously there is more gems in there. But again, my mantra for 2025, outside of I'm a big dreamer, so I'll come up with something, is never let a hard time humble us. Again, I'm gonna get these lyrics immortalized. I don't have any tattoos. I'm probably out the game for tattoos at my big age, but but I tell you what, we're 2 for 2 on the ones that I probably would have done. And also look, there's a mixtape, I think, what you call it, mixtape or album, I don't know, but it's Slauson Boy 2 though. Not Slauson Boy 1 is fire, but Slauson Boy 2, man, I don't stress. And On the Floor with Cuddy Capone. I think Cuddy Capone is on the floor. This, I don't stress, is I think this should just be in every black man's just music collection. I don't stress out, nigga. Poke my chest out, nigga. Weight on my shoulder, bring the best out, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I just think that just that hook alone, that's the hook. That's the hook. Right? That is the hook. And with that, how can you not be motivated to hear what he has to say on the verses, right? And then on the floor, look, go for broke, hustle hard. You know what I'm saying? Man, I should have pulled up the lyrics for this. Hold on, and I'm gonna get to the comments too. But man, listen, yeah, because we gotta do this right. I hope they got this. Yeah, I'm just like Genius. Usually they be having what you need on here. But let's go to these comments real quick. Ice Cube. I'm guessing Ice Cube was in reference to the Nas thing. The only reason why I don't have Cube at the number one spot, because yeah, Ice Cube was you didn't necessarily have to be a street dude or a gangster or anything, but the imagery leaned heavy on that though. It leaned heavy on that. Um, but that's not to say that you can't dig what he's saying, because Ice Cube said a lot of powerful and great things. So I don't want to take too much away from it, but a lot of Ice Cube, especially early Ice Cube, was rooted in being super tough. I mean, hey, he was writing for Eazy-E, so that's the other part of it, right? My man Clyde, what we talking about here? He says, honestly, none of these rappers is touching on what's going on today. Rappers became cartoon characters. Everybody got a superpower. What do you think about Jay Electronica albums he dropped days ago? So I do agree with you. And I do think we do have to dig a little too much to find somebody talking about anything. So I don't think you're wrong in that regard. But I will say this is probably the best time for us to highlight just the music in general. I think in a world where anything can go viral at any moment, and I think living in a world where we can decide what we're gonna push, this is the perfect time for, I don't know, an X Clan song to resurface, or a Public Enemy song to resurface. D1 tried. D1 tried and is trying. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I do think the the thing that will happen is that we are just outnumbered, because the majority of people are looking to escape with music. They're not looking to connect with music. But even that's an oxymoron in itself, right? Because even as you escape, you're connecting, because you're connecting with a world that is not of the one that you live. You know, nobody loves rich nigga rap more than broke niggas, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, um, and sorry for saying the N word, but nobody, a man that wants to hear about men rapping about ladies and how they can one night them or straight pipe them or whatever you want to do to them, is the dude that can't get a girl, you know? So we were in that space first. And hey, look, because KRS-One, the way we talk about how we need balance and how we need a better message push, that means KRS-One should have 2 diamond albums, minimum. Or let's do one better, double platinum even. They should be. Unfortunately, they're not. Um, Jay Electronica. Okay, so the Jay Electronica albums, I won't even cap. I haven't even listened to them yet. Matter of fact, Jones put one in the group chat and I laughed. Now, I'm going to explain why I laughed. Not because Jay Electronica is not nice, because he's super nice. And not because I don't want to hear what he has to say, because I do think that he is one of the few artists that is trying to be timely with the message that unfortunately is not going to be well received by 51% of more of people, right? I laughed because he's just his activity and his presence isn't going to get it done. I want a person like Jay Electronica with the information that he has, excuse me, with the information that he has and the music that he creates. I need Jay Electronica to move more like Young Thug. I need him to move more like DJ Khaled was, or DaBaby on his run, or or even how D1 moves. See, here's the thing also, because David Banner ran into this too, and I like how he's talking about it. These brothers are giving us really, really good game and really positive messages, right? But on the flip side is they step out, they say what they got to say, they get us fired up, and then behind the scenes, whatever it is, whether it's the slings and the arrows or whether it's like, yo, y'all not listening. But see, I don't like that approach, because when it comes to, I gotta make a song for the bitches, or I gotta make the song for my real niggas, right? We'll never stop trying that. We'll never stop. We'll never stop. Never in the history of our lives, you and I, we've never heard, man or woman, East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, we've never heard, your song for the streets didn't make it. It didn't quite pop the way you wanted. It didn't quite sell the way you thought it was. So you're going to stop doing it. Nope. You just get a harder beat, or you say it more slanderously. You say you have more malice in your heart. You amp up the negativity. We don't amp up the positivity. And that be my problem. That's why it doesn't resonate, in my opinion. And I'm open always for this conversation. But we'll try the negative thing 1,000 times. We'll try the positive things 3. It's literally the 99 problems over 3 wishes. It's like, hey, you know what? Hey, look, I tried to give y'all black empowerment. I tried to give you self-love. I tried to give you some real game, but y'all wasn't trying to hear it. Come to find out it's 1 album, or it's 3 songs. But when it's time to shake ass, it's time to beat the streets. Oh, we can take as many attempts as we want at that per album. And that be my problem. Stay in our face with it. The thing about Sharif from Menace II Society is that he was right. He was right. And he was trying to keep everybody alive. And even though Kane died, that was the worst death. Sharif dying in Menace was the worst one, because he's literally out here trying to stop everybody around him. And he never stopped. But unfortunately, it ended up in death. But at the same time, though, that's how it's got to be, because that is the Dr. King approach. That is the Malcolm X approach. It's the Marcus Garvey approach. That is all the historical figures that we are supposed to pattern ourselves after. Unfortunately, your righteousness will take you to death. So sorry, I got totally I went a whole different place with that, but I love that conversation. But I am going to listen to the Jay Electronica. I heard a couple tracks on there, and again, hey, look, he dope. He dope. And then I seen 2 more drops. I was like, oh damn, I gotta listen to these. So I'm going to check this out. Yes. Matter of fact, the last time we talked, I had this in my queue and still didn't. You know what? Matter of fact, Trackster, Lambs, I'm gonna add that right now. We're gonna put that up a little higher here, so that way it's no missing out. There we go. Oh wow, I already see what this is about off the cover alone. That's crazy. I like this. Okay, definitely. And it dropped on May 13th. That's crazy. I should have been listening to this. But yes, yes. Music that motivates you. Nipsey Hussle on the floor. And look, this is the hook, right? This is the hook. Go for broke. Hustle hard. Leave it all on the floor. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's all you need. And Nipsey always has an unconventional flow. You know, I think the last one, he even says he does the hook different, like on the court, live or die, either or, go for broke, hustle hard, leave it all on the floor. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, whether you're in sports, athletics, or you just trying to lift weights, you're trying to get your body in a better position, bro. On the floor, Nipsey Hussle, Cuddy Capone. Great song to listen to. And let me see what else I got. I said I don't stress. I already told you about that. All right. So, wild card pick for y'all. Wild card pick. Young Guns. Time, off the Tough Love album. Now, I wish Bang was here for this, because I wasn't going to say anything about I was never going to listen to a Young Guns album ever, but I came to the crib. I think we was all over in Maywood at Pee Wee crib, and they was playing the Young Guns album, I think, or maybe, I don't know. I don't even remember. But all I know was that they played a few joints, and I was like, maybe I should buy this. Like, this actually sounds a lot harder than I thought it would be. And there's a joint in there called Time. And on this song, excuse me, on this song, they are just talking about what they plan to do for their moms, and how they're trying to get themselves out the hood, and what it's going to take, and how they're leaning on, hey, look, we just got signed to the Rock. We putting these songs together. We about to get some bread. We about to make some legal money. Things are going to change for us. Just give me some time. And not only is the production super fire on this, but the song, the lyrics, like, again, music to live by. These young boys killed this. And present day, young Chris is still out here going crazy. So I say that just to say, man, if you never heard the Tough Love album from the Young Guns, one, it's a super dope album. I definitely guarantee listening to it, even today where we sit, because the 20-year anniversary is going to come up, I think, next year. But also, just even with that, listen to Time, because Time is a great song. Another one might be a sleeper for y'all. G-Dep, Nothing's Gonna Stop Me. I love G-Dep, first of all, and welcome home, G-Dep. I saw his Drink Champs episode and everything. I see that he put out the new joint, and he's still doing his thing. He's back in lyric shape, man, and I love that for him. But yo, picture niggas saying that the Dep can't eat. It's like saying that the chef can't eat. And I repeat, nothing's gonna stop me, man. I want the whole pie, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hey, listen, G-Dep, Nothing's Gonna Stop Me is again, man, I think as we talk about Bad Boy, one thing, and I'm probably not supposed to be praising Diddy or whatever, right? But I want to say this. Diddy made it a point to definitely sign a lot of rappers who were great storytellers. And no matter how we I feel about him as a human being because however you feel is valid, right? It's valid. However, man, between Biggie, Mace, Black Rob, G Dep, there's literally just so many just great storytellers that exist on that roster. And some of the stories that they tell are so incredible that like they're gonna always, I guess, just resonate with me specifically. I'm not gonna speak to what anybody else should feel, but I will always respect that contribution of just what they do. And I love the way G Dep paints his pictures about where he was and what he was doing and how that all like correlates into the song. Because like, what do you say? He was like, man, damn it. He was like, I remember, wait, hold up. I don't want to get it wrong because you're not gonna feel me if I don't have this. And of course, they don't have the lyrics. The lyrics are freaking missing from Genius. So, but he was like, before Salt and Pepper got the spin right, before Biz started to make the music with the windpipe, I knew it was fact that I would spin mics. I'm butchering it right now, but he's literally painting to you like, yo, you know what? Back in this, like he's painting the picture of the year and the music he was listening to, and then what he is going through as he's in the attempt to try to make something happen for himself. And man, listen, it's again, it's just great. It's just great. Jones, I'm so glad you said this. I'm so glad you said this. And even though this ain't on my list, but I do want to talk about a song that came on when I was in the gym the other day. Don Tripp, my guy, Don Tripp. I think he's one of the greats of this era, this generation. Don Tripp got a song called Wake Up. And when I tell you wake up, it gets me so motivated. I almost threw a weight through the glass and just wanted to run outside and run in the bank and just get a deposit that ain't even owed to me. That's how motivated I was when damn John Tripp Wake Up came on. so I love Don Tripp. Don Tripp is amazing. And yes, he's absolutely great for motivation. If you feel that you broke, put just Don Tripp on shuffle. Just shuffle Don Tripp. You're definitely gonna get some motivation to get out here and earn a couple quarters or a few dollars by any means. Next one on my list. Hey, look, Larry June. Now, look, I've been talking about Larry June all year. Larry June is quickly becoming my favorite rapper of this decade. All right. And what I want to highlight here is two joints. One from The Great Escape, Solid Plan. The hook alone, the hook is just enough. The hook is enough. You know what I'm saying? The streets don't love you. Get some bread. You know what I'm saying? Skip laying around, go hard instead. You can accomplish anything with a solid plan. You know what I mean? And that's I'm paraphrasing there, but those are some of the lyrics for sure. And then there's a Lucy, January 14th, which dropped on January 14th, I believe, of this year or last year. I forget, and I apologize for not knowing the year. But January 14th. Again, why this is motivational for me, because I love when rappers paint the picture of their down times, but the down times are relatable. So when I say that, it's like, it ain't always, oh man, my plug got knocked, or dang, I messed up the last pack. It's just like, come on, bro. What just happened until like, yo, I lost my job, my girl left, I'm sick of being broke on my mama couch, I'm sick of begging people for money. Like, what just happened to the regular everyday I don't got it stories? What happened to those? And that's why I like a lot of Larry June's music, as well as a lot of Don Tripp's motivation, even though he was work. He had work too, but and to a degree, you hear some of that talk from Larry June, but I love how they diversify the palatable nature of it, because everything can't be because you can't get no work on consignment. Everything can't be about that. We, like, the majority of the world ain't living like that. Don't let these people gas you up. If there's 1,000 people in the hood, only 7 actually sell drugs, and only 4 to 3 are successful at it. It ain't this litany of just drug dealers that exist, because who would be buying the crack? Who's gonna buy the cocaine if everybody's a drug dealer? It's literally not even realistic. So just wanted to share that. Oh, I know Jones will love this. Jones will love this if he's still here. I got Big Sean. Big Sean is on here next. I'm gonna be from the Detroit album and the Dark Skies intro from Dark Sky Paradise. These are Big Sean, another great intro guy. And he's and I would venture even to say Big Sean is very underrated when it comes to just motivational bars and motivational music, like that whole department. You know, a big reason of why he's probably not in the big three is because on some of those B-sides where he might not be talking about black excellence or losing his virginity or just crying over women and going through their phones and purses, he's just talking about being a better human being. Big Sean's talking about being a better human being. He's talking about the books that he's read. He's talking about manifesting positive thoughts so they can become things. Like, Big Sean is actually doing a lot of the self-help. He was rapping like a mental health advocate before it became a buzzword to this era. And coincidentally, that may be why he gets just left out of the top 3 to 5 when it comes to the greatest rappers of the blog era or the last decade or whatever. But see, for me, that's why he belongs higher on the list, because he's literally rapping about a topic that anybody can identify with at a high level. And he should not be getting an asterisk for that. It shouldn't be that way, but such is life. Lil Brother next on my list. I scream the praises of Phonte forever, but Phonte and rapper Big Pooh, they're both really great at reality rap, the real reality rap, life, working class rap, blue collar rap, whatever you want to call it. They're great at it. And if you haven't heard the May the Lord Watch album, listen to it. It's never too late to get it between your ears. And picture this: Right on Time and Everything. Look, that's 3 joints on one album. And it's more than this. These are just my favorites on there. With Picture This being at the top of that list. If you ever, whether you are pursuing a career in a creative space, or if you are just in pursuit of just greater, I think Lil Brother's music can be the soundtrack to many of our lives, especially as just black men in the catch-22 of succeeding, between, listen, failed relationships, children, and wanting to be an artist, or, hey, look, that not being overwhelmed with pride that you won't get a part-time job or a full-time job or drive Lyft or Uber or whatever. Like, these brothers really rap. They really rap for the people. And yeah, just saluted every time. It just should be saluted. And last one on my list tonight, I got PJ Morton. PJ Morton is obviously not a rapper, right? But PJ Morton is one of my favorite voices in both gospel and R&B right now, and has been for at least 6-7 years now. I love PJ Morton's music, and I love the duality of it. because it is obviously God is through his music and everything that he does, but I love the duality of how it can get super inspirational or it can just get super boppy, romantic, and just traditional baby please R&B. I like that, and I'm a ballad guy. I love R&B ballads, but I want to highlight rather "Repay You" with Jay Moss. "Repay You" by Jay Moss. This song came out during the pandemic. I want to say, or maybe I got a hold of it during the pandemic, and my grandma had just passed away. And man, when I heard this, I ain't gonna lie, I started just crying. I just burst into tears, man, because I was very grateful to still be alive. And not only was I grateful to be alive, I was trying to figure out what my life was going to be out like without my grandma. And but then you just think about just the other people um that have left life. My cousin Curtis, I'm still just broken apart by the fact that my cousin Curtis is not here anymore, man. And it's so unsettling to me. I I don't really know what happened, and at the same time, I don't think I want to know what happened. And it is so unbelievably heartbreaking to me. And I'm still really not over it, if I'm just being completely honest with you. And repay you between moving here to Tennessee and the reasons why. Um, and hey, look, I was hospitalized with COVID for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? I was in the hospital. They had me in the hospital, and I was not allowed to leave. And they tried to keep me an extra day. Um, 80% breathing capacity in my lungs. They had me hooked up to a machine, and they had me hooked up to a whole bunch of other stuff just to keep me alive. Because they feared that the worst was going to happen. But saying all that to say, man, PJ Morton, J Moss, "Repay You" is one of the songs that got me through that time. And that is now forever incorporated in just like the soundtrack to my life. Like I literally feel like I need that song. And every time it comes on, the feelings never change. Um speaking to that, right? So PJ Morton has a new project out. It's recent. I want to say it came out late August. And I definitely meant to talk about this and do some kind of deep dive. It's like an EP. It's only 7 tracks. It's called Heart of Mine, with Daryl Walls or Darrell Walls. I don't know how he pronounced his name, so apologies if I'm messing it up. But 3 joints on here. Well, two for sure that I want to highlight. I want to highlight Holding On and Morning. Holding On is giving me it's man, again, talk about coming right on time. Holding On came out when I was in the midst of praying about a very big decision about just my life and my career. And what am I gonna do? At full transparency, I was really struggling with just life decisions and what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. Um, because life is always 50-50. You're gonna move left or move right, and it's either gonna feel like the right decision or the wrong decision. You're either going to succeed or you're going to fail. And no matter what you decide, no matter how great your intentions are, you cannot stop the reality of a misstep. And the misstep can have all the great intentions in the world. And it's just gonna continue to be a misstep. Well, Holding On is a song that absolutely got me through what I felt was a misstep. So I love this song, and also Morning, spelled like good morning, but like morning. It's again, if you want, I don't know what you believe in, and I don't know why you believe in it, but if we can just put the word God and if God is at the head of our lives and everything that we want to do with our lives, then I definitely recommend listening to these 3 songs by PJ Morton: Repay You with J Moss. J Moss is the lead singer of this track, Holding On, and Mourning, because these songs are, they're spirit cleansing. And sometimes your spirit needs to be cleaned or cleansed so you can stay motivated to keep going. So that's what I got for y'all today. Thank you for listening. I hope that even if it's just one of these songs you happen to like, you add them, and they keep you motivated. They keep you in a space to keep making it happen. Keep making it happen for yourself. Keep making it happen for your family. Real quick, to pivot real quick, I did want to say that I see people getting up in arms about the Queens Bridge, like, president or whatever, because Nas Casino got approved and Jay-Z's Casino for Brooklyn got denied. And the dude said, "Hey, Queens, sorry, Jay-Z, Queens wins again." I thought it was funny. I think people take it too seriously. And of course, now it's like, oh man, but what is the casino gonna do? It's like, yeah, it's providing jobs, but it's gonna increase poverty. It's like, only broke people be in casinos. And it's just like, I get it, man, but stop taking things so seriously, man. But I mean, hey, for even though I don't even want to go back and forth with anybody about Nas versus Jay-Z, but if we are talking about battles, Nas is 2-0. And that's all the dude from Queensbridge was trying to say. That's all the Queens president was trying to say. It's like, yo, we too old. Queens get the money. That's it. Like, it was just meant to be funny. Y'all take everything so seriously, man. We've taken life so seriously about the wrong things too, which is also kind of whack. But whatever. I digress. Again, I thank you, man. Music that motivates you. Running just the list of just the artists again. I mean, again, I started with Nas, Nipsey Hussle, Young Guns, G-Dep, Larry June, Big Sean, Lil Brother, PJ Morton. Really, just on the random, you could probably find some other songs from all of them that might motivate you to do something positive. Positive. I want to stress that. And man, no matter what you're going through, man, because we're about to get into the fall season, which is my favorite season, but we're also getting closer to the holiday season. And I know, unfortunately, that if you've just lived to be 30, even, holidays get tough. And then when you get in your 40s, it gets even tougher because so many people aren't around anymore. And now this is the age where you might have children that were your age when the holidays were fun. And I just want to encourage everybody. Again, I'm doing this motivation for a reason. It's like, because I know it's 2025. It is tough out here. It is tough out here, man. And we are all looking for a little motivation in our lives. So I hope these recommendations find you well. And if you're not well, I hope they get you into a better place. Sincerely. I appreciate you tuning into this episode. Thank you ever so much. And just know that always and consensually, it's love.